I'm Brian France, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of NASCAR. 49 years ago, my grandfather started the Great American Race. Today, it's the 50th running of the Daytona 500. So sit back, our millions of fans, and we thank you so much, and enjoy the Great American Race.
Say, boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys! Let's go racing, boys. Love it when they draft it, love it when they slide, love it when the back's straight, throttle's open wide. Love it when they're making lots and lots of noise. Can't wait to hear DW say, boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys! Let's go racing, boys. NASCAR racing, boys. Let's go racing, boys. NASCAR racing, boys. Oh, yeah. We want the Daytona 500. Woo! 383 Love to see a perfect hit. Love to see them tag. Love a last lap turn for pass. And my guy takes the checkered flag. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys! Let's go racing, boys! Let's go racing, boys! Let's go racing, boys! Let's go racing, boys!
On a special day, the golden anniversary of the Daytona 500. This is the Great American Race. 250,000 fans have gathered here, and you have the best seat in the house. Fox brings you NASCAR Super Bowl with favorites like Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon, two-time champ Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart racing in a Toyota for the first time. All chasing history at 190 miles per hour. Familiar faces and new places, old school faces. Once again here at the races, past Daytona 500 champs. A warm sunny day. 85 degrees, the warmest Daytona 500 we've ever run in. We could threaten that with some clouds in the sky. And our home office, the Hollywood Hotel, located near Victory Lane, open for business, where America gathers every weekend for NASCAR. Back on the air for the 8th straight year, and we're glad you're with all of us. I'm with some champions here. Driver and crew chief Darrell Waltrip, Jeff Hammond, Chris Myers. The gang is all here. It's good to be back. Two-thirds of us won the '89 Daytona 500, right?
That's exactly right. Make sure you get it right.
We would have let you bet. You could have come along if you'd like to, but you know how big this day is?
How big is it, Darrell?
Today is Race Day in America, proclaimed by U.S. Senate, and tomorrow is a holiday. And look, we're on the cover of USA Today. This is exciting, man.
Yeah, but you also got to remember, what's the date? February 17th. Ooh. February 17th, 1989. We won the Daytona 500.
Yes,
you and me.
Yes, we did.
All right,
exactly
I want
right.
to, Darrell, even in high definition, you are beaming with excitement just to be at this track for this race and the 50th running.
Did you see those guys? It was A.J. Foyt, Mario Andretti. There are 24 living Daytona champions here this weekend. And for me, it's a flashback. Those guys were here. Those were my heroes when I started in this business 40 years ago. And they're roaming around here. The funniest thing I heard one of them say is, I said, what do you think? I said, man, I can't find anything.
Well, it's changed a lot. We have bands, we have drivers, a lot going on. And let's look forward to today's race because Speed Weeks here at Daytona off to a fast start. A little bit of a temper issue, and it goes back. Kurt Busch, Tony Stewart, that's Kurt in the 2 car, Tony in the 20. This was practice for the Budweiser shootout. And they were both placed on a 6-race probation, starting with this race. Dale Earnhardt Jr. getting used to the green and white, and the 88 Hendrick National Guard car wins the Budweiser shootout. Then on Thursday here at Daytona, won the first half, the Gatorade Duel. Denny Hamlin in a FedEx Toyota wins the second half. So I have to ask you guys, and I'm sure fans are wondering, last year, Junior and Toyota couldn't win a race. Now they're the favorites in this special race.
Well, the first thing is, they changed team. Dale Jr. changed to a different team. That made the difference in him from last year to this year. Toyota added a team. They added the Gibbs team. The guys on the Toyota teams have done a lot of hard work, but Gibbs came in and put the finishing touches on it.
Yeah, you're definitely going to see right now a different Toyota from a year ago. They struggled. Today, they're going to be definitely a threat to win this race.
All right, we're going to talk about who can knock the mighty off. Today, Jimmie Johnson, who won this race in 2006, takes his first step towards something that's been done only once before, try to win his third straight NASCAR championship. Cale Yarborough, one of Jimmy's idols, did it 3 decades ago, and our pole sitter is ready to roll.
The 2006 Cup winner, Jimmie Johnson.
Here he is, Jimmie Johnson.
Anong peace ang bumabaril? Ano? Eh di, bangus!
Jimmie Johnson wins his second Cup title.
Going for back-to-back-to-back.
The driver of the 48 Lowe's Chevrolet joining us live from down on the track, getting ready to go. Jimmie, let me ask you, are you at this stage, fans want to know this close to the start of things, a race like this, are you anxious? Are you nervous? Can you be calm?
I'm not doing too bad right now. I think when I walk out on the front stretch, we'll all come back. It's so tough to walk into our biggest event as the start of the season. And, you know, right now, some familiar feelings are coming back, some of the stressful feelings and all that stuff that goes on. But when you walk out on the front stretch, it's going to hit me full force.
Hey, Jimmie, it's a DW. Is some of that stress coming from the fact that you didn't have a great 150? And I've seen you guys working on that car a little bit more than I would like to see you work on it before the 500. How are things with the car, and how do you look for today?
This is the Allstate Countdown to Green as we get set to go racing.
These fans are enjoying summertime in Daytona Beach, Florida. Hope you had a blast watching the fireworks on the 4th of July. Now there's only one firecracker left, and it's right here on the 2.5-mile Daytona International Speedway. The stars of the Nextel Cup Series know how prestigious it is to win at Daytona. Tonight they have another shot to join the greats that have visited Victory Lane here. And that's why for 400 miles, the biggest names in NASCAR will be running wide open. Daytona, so much more than just the home of stock car racing. This is where the foundation of NASCAR was built. A track where each year, racing's best begin their season with a single thought: the glory of winning at Daytona. In July, when the sun goes down, the flip of a switch transforms this track into 400 miles of electrifying drama.
Under the lights, special Daytona.
One of the coolest night races that we do. You can see the flames, you see the sparks.
Just that element of lights just brings a little bit more excitement.
You can't really explain the feeling you get when you see all the flash bulbs go off when you start the race.
Once they light the fuse, you watch from the edge of your seat, wondering if the fireworks will come after the race or in it.
It is definitely a challenge. Racing in a 43-car pack at 200 miles an hour.
Sparks flying, cars 3 wide, door to door. To see the cars in the draft that tight together.
There's nothing more exciting than that.
It's just a wild race.
A race where the stars of NASCAR take aim at racing's ultimate name.
Winning at Daytona is something that every driver dreams about.
Greg Biffle wins the Pepsi 400. 400.
There's no better track to win on than Daytona.
Jeff Gordon's going to win the Pepsi 400.
The hope to have their name and fame forever etched into the Daytona sand.
For the second straight year, Tony Stewart going to victory lane in the Pepsi 400.
Tonight, a 400-mile sprint with heart-stopping racing at heart-pounding speed.
Daytona is the biggest race of the year. Everybody looks forward to the Pepsi 400. I love it. One of my favorite races all year.
This is the 2007 Pepsi 400 on TNT.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Born to be wild. Born to be wild.
TNT Sports presents NASCAR. Tonight, it's the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. Winner at Daytona. It is more than a title. It's a proud label that any driver would be honored to have. This week, 22 of the 24 living Daytona 500 winners were here, and a few of them have won this race as well. When here, you're no longer just a racer. You will always be introduced as a winner at Daytona. Hi, everybody. The TNT family spending a little time at the beach for the long 4th of July week. This is the All-State Countdown to Green. I'm Bill Weber, along with Wally Dallenbach and Kyle Petty. You guys have both raced here. You have both won at Daytona. What's that? That mean?
It means a lot. I don't care if it's on a motorcycle or a sports car or a stock car. This place is special. It's Daytona. It's got that ring. It's just like Indianapolis. You want the open wheel guys? It's Indianapolis. Daytona is special. You go down this garage area, down pit lane, everybody wants to win here, just to say it.
You won your first race here?
I don't know what my father was thinking, bringing me to Daytona for the first time, not starting me on a half mile. But like Wally said, having your name and then Daytona winner out beside of it, it doesn't make any difference. If it snowed here and they race snowmobiles here, you want to win at Daytona.
Well, each week the stat books from our stat guy, Bill Sloboda, lands at the front door, and my favorite page shows the winners at the track we're headed to. All-time leading winner and the active driver with the most Nextel Cup wins at that week's track. Here it's the King with 10 Daytona wins and Jeff Gordon with 6 wins. Marty Snyder doesn't have any wins at Daytona, but he is standing with 16 of them right now.
I'm currently
Tonight on This Week in NASCAR Special Edition, Texas goes nuclear with a half hour of Radioactive. Hear the best scanner from the race.
Back here looking like a chump.
Yeah, where'd he come from?
Well, Darrell Waltrip never talks to us on the radio anymore.
And go in depth with the 55 team.
You're filtering it from your rear end up till it comes out of your mouth.
Don't worry, Mikey's here to explain it all. Plus, a look back at this season's first 6 races.
That ain't gonna work, boys. The dominant car of the day in the wall. Trouble front straightaway, Joey Logano.
Stay tuned for a Texas-sized twin next. Tonight on This Week in NASCAR, it's Bristol, baby.
This has been an awesome weekend here.
It's redemption time for one young gun.
And a wild thing, Kyle Busch dominates in Bristol.
Then Twin gets radioactive. Next stop,
Martinsville Speedway is the Fenway Park or Wrigley Field of NASCAR.
Plus, Michael and Chad join us. This Week in NASCAR starts now. This Week in NASCAR is brought to you by Geico. And glad you're with us here on Speed. Michael Waltrip, the new star of My Name is Earl, Chad Knaus, and Steve Burns, glad to be with you. And Michael, it was an exciting day for your race team. Marcus Ambrose had a spectacular day. David Rudiman, solid as well.
Well, I just
The new Cobra Ride.
Energy so suave.
Las Vegas, Nevada, city of hope and dreams, where success coexists with failure. Inhabited by Elvis impersonators and leprechauns alike, where a man can get caught up in his troubled past, like this mime, for example. So we threw this poor mime a bone to demonstrate the new banking here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
A mime is a terrible thing to waste. Well, welcome to Las Vegas Motor Speedway and the Battle of the Strip. And representing the Blue Man Group, don't mess up because you got a stiff challenge coming from the Showgirls of Bally's Jubilee. On your mark, get set, go! Now, right out of the box, the girls are looking strong. Guys, you got to pick it up over there. You already got it messed up on the jack side. Man, look at those ladies. Are they not looking smooth and sweet? Look, we're coming down to the end. It's going to be close. Oh, me! It's the ladies by a feather in the Battle of the Strip.
Blue Man Group, Celine Dion, Prince, and Eric Clapton all performing on the Vegas Strip this week. But this is the toughest ticket in town. The Las Vegas Motor Speedway sold out. More than 160,000 fans. That's twice the crowd at a Super Bowl, and you have the best seat in the house. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to need Lady Luck riding with him today. He hasn't finished a race this year. Mark Martin hopes his hot hand will continue, or maybe he may be ready to push himself back from the table. It's showtime. It's NASCAR on Fox, and we welcome you inside the newly renovated Hollywood Hotel and Casino. Along with Jeff Hammond and Darrell Waltrip, I'm Chris Myers. Glad to have you with us. It's the place where America gathers every weekend for racing here on Fox. Casey Kane on the pole. Tony Stewart has never won here. Starts from row 13. Good job helping out the Showgirls beat the Blue Man Group in the pit stop.
All I got to say, Myers, is this right here. At least she could change the tire.
All right, well, all right. Well,
not like you.
That's why I need her to ride along with me when I go traveling. Help me out here.
I'm afraid to even get my dog in this fight. I got to tell you.
All right, let's talk about what everybody's talking about across the country, this track and how it'll affect the race. And we already had 7 crashes coming into the weekend. We haven't even started the race yet, Darrell. So what the effect, the conditions on the driver?
You know, I've heard a lot of complaints, just like everybody has. But you know what? I was thinking about this. I watched the Super Bowl. It was raining, and the conditions were less than ideal. The ball was slick. The field was slick, but they kept on playing. This racetrack is the same for everybody. Everybody's got the same tires. You just got to deal with it. That's the bottom line. We got to put on a race today, deal with it. Tony Stewart finished 3rd in the race yesterday, so I think maybe that will help him a little bit today.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Darrell, there's a lot of drivers that are not happy with this racetrack or this race tire, and that's going to be the challenge today because the guys who slide the least and stay off that wall will have the opportunity to go to victory lane.
And most drivers have complained and aren't happy. As we look at the Cup point standings, remember the top 12 make the season-ending chase for the championship. It's only 2 coming off a off weekend, but Mark Martin, your points leader, Jimmy Johnson, defending champ, currently is 15th. Well, last night we set the clock forward 1 hour, but this year Mark Martin has turned back the hands of time. At the start of the year, the 48-year-old Martin said he'd drive in only 22 of the 36 Cup races, but now flush with success. What are the odds that Mark Martin is bluffing?
I think the odds to Mark running the full schedule, probably around 8-1.
I think he'll probably be a long shot, about 50-1.
20-1. I would have said 5-1 2 weeks ago. The more I talk to him, the more I think that he isn't going to do it.
I'm going to say 2-1.
Yeah, I don't know about the odds for Mark running the whole season, but I'd say as far as odds go for Mark running Bristol, I'd say it's pretty good. I'd say it's even money.
He's about at 8-1, somewhere around that vicinity to race most of the year. I just can't see the guy that's leading the Nextel Cup bowing out. I just think he's going to race the rest of the year. I'd be surprised if he did.
And Mark Martin joining us now, trackside, get ready to go racing. Mark, thanks for being with us, and congrats on the great start. I know you won the very first race ever here in Las Vegas. Just real quick, you've been over this. Anything that might change your mind about racing a full Cup schedule, that chase for that championship?
Good luck.
Denny Hamlin. Talking to Wally. Car's still on the pace laps. Let's get the final stories from pit road and start with Matt.
Bill, Kyle Busch starts second. He hopes to become the 9th different winner in the NASCAR Busch Series right here in Fontana. But more importantly, he's looking ahead to tomorrow night. He told me from the time the green flag drops until the sun goes down, he's going to use that information to how many changes he wants to make to his Nextel Cup car for tomorrow night's race. He said expect to see him go to the high side early and expect to see that car stay up front. He says it is probably the best car he has had all year. To Alan Bestwick.
Kevin Harvick, the NASCAR Busch Series championship leader, calls the California Speedway his worst track. But his NASCAR Busch Series record disagrees with that. 6 top 10s in 7 tries. Harvick will be a threat to win tonight. As far as the possibility of winning 2 championships in 2006, Kevin says it's too early to think about that. He's just trying to focus on the race. To Dave Burns.
Alan, with Jimmy Johnson's position in the chase for the Nextel Cup pretty secure, there's really no information to collect from the Busch Series here tonight. So why is he racing? Well, he's home again in California. Good to be back in a Busch car here. The second of 3 races he's going to race this year in a Busch car. But also, he's working on building some recognition for his foundation, which, Kyle Petty will be interested in this, is going to build a bowling alley at the Victory Junction Gang Camp. It's called Victory Lanes, and that's why another reason why he and Chandra, by the way, are racing here tonight.
Well, Dave, it's a different story for Kasey Kahne just because of the fact in terms of racing, he's going to be trying to learn as much as he can for tomorrow night. Now, there's several grooves here at the California Speedway. You can run on the bottom, you can run in the middle, which is not very good, but you can also run on the top. Kasey told me moments ago, I'm going to the top as soon as I can. But the important thing for Kasey, as Wally talked about earlier, they're trying to make it in the chase for the championship. Learning as much as they can tonight for tomorrow night when they run their Nextel Cup Series car is very critical for this 9 team. Bill?
Thanks, Marty. You guys enjoy the race down there tonight. Field gets 1 to go, this time at the line. Here's our race analysis for the AmeriQuest 300. 150 laps on this 2-mile track. Pit road speed 55 miles per hour. The pace car will run 65 in the pit window. 50 to 55 laps. And you got to be able to make that number. And we were talking about the setting sun. This is Matt Kenseth. He's getting his tack reading right there, right?
See, he's got a dark tear off on his visor. Now he'll pull that off and it'll be a clear one underneath it. So he went down there and said, the sun's not too bad. I don't need this right now. That's if he can get it off. It's pretty hard with your gloves sometimes to get those things off.
He had it taped on the other side. That's one thing. A lot of people just pull from the other way, but he had it taped on.
And a lot of guys have those in line for tomorrow night's Nextel Cup race here at the California Speedway. Track here was very slick earlier today, right?
Very, very slick. It was incredible how bad it was from yesterday to the day. They ran the West race here last night. These guys had their final practice from the time we were on the racetrack till we came back. And I think when you look at qualifying here, you see all the Cup guys were up front during qualifying because they were on the track right before qualifying, so they knew how slick the racetrack was and they knew how far they could push it.
Track temperature during qualifying 132 degrees. It's cooled off to a balmy 96 here in Fontana, California. It's been very hot all weekend. Things about to get much hotter here for the stars of the NASCAR Busch Series. Clint Bowyer in that 2 car, Kyle Busch in the 5. Right behind them, championship leader Kevin Harvick and Kasey Kahne.
All right, buddy. I'll let you handle it.
And Kahne's car was one of the fast cars in Nextel Cup practice today here at California, so we'll watch that this evening. 43 cars ready for 300 miles on this 2-mile track. Glad you're along for the ride here on TNT. Enjoy the NASCAR Busch Series from Fontana.
hasn't ended.
When the green flag waves, the race is on. If the caution waves, it's over. If they complete the 2 laps, it's over. Martin, Busch, Biffle, Gilliland, Sadler, green flag.
I don't believe he can wait very long, Larry. I believe if you're going to make the move, you got to make it quick. I don't think he can wait too long. If they're going to get him, they need to jump to the outside right away.
Watch your bottom there.
You know he's not going to give up the bottom, so you got to go to the outside.
Look at the outside line. Jeff Gordon in that 24 car with his teammate Casey Mears, but Casey leaves him out there.
Now, 1 back.
They got to move him somehow.
He gets back to that yellow line right around the bottom, all the way through turn 1 and 2.
Mark Martin is driving the race of his life, and there's nobody that's better at holding people off at Daytona.
And Kyle Busch lagged back a little bit. Is he going to get help? Is he going to come? He's looking.
Back behind you.
He almost squeezed Harvick into the wall, and here comes Harvick, the 29 with Matt Kenseth.
Oh, Mark got loose. Mark got loose.
And Harvick's getting a run off turn 4. It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line. No caution. They're side by side, right to the line.
Big crash. Here they come. Checkered flag. Harvick. Kevin Harvick wins the Daytona 500.
We got one car on his roof coming across the start finish line.
They're still wrecking. They're wrecking everywhere. Bowyer's on fire. Jeff Gordon's wrecked.
And they are still wrecking.
Montoya, Stremme, Kenseth, Biffle, Marlin, Carl Edwards, Casey Mears, all crashed on the final lap. Have you ever?
Well, a couple of times.
I'm going to repeat what I heard a few years ago. No, I have never.
I got so excited I broke the damn mirror in half.
Jeff Gordon's day ends about like his teammates.
Clint Bowyer came across the start-finish line